Hi there, I'm Tasha, and this is my application tape for the SB's Partner Scholarship. So, I'm a student at Notre Dame High School, and I never wanted to pursue a career in business. Frankly, the thought never crossed my mind, and by grade 9, I had decided that I was going to pursue a career in the trades and become an underwater welder by the time I was 30. So, I had no plans of getting to where I am right now. I decided that I was going to advocate for women in male dominated fields like welding and other fields of trade. And I continued with this idea for many years until in grade 10, my high school guidance counselor left a spare on my schedule instead of putting me into a construction class or an auto class like I had requested. When I went to him and asked him what my options were, he said I could either take business, arts, or culinary arts. I told him I didn't like any of those, but if I had to choose one, I would choose the business class. So there I was, grade 10, in a class I really did not want to be in. I hated presenting and I hated taking on leadership roles. And I went to my teacher and I told her this. And I told her, don't set your expectations high. I really don't want to be here. I'm just here for the credit. And she said, okay, we'll see about that. So, how did I get here applying for this scholarship? Well, my school SHISM lead, Mr. Barbati, told me about this opportunity earlier this month and encouraged me to apply. Him and Miss Power are the only reasons I've chose to continue with business in the future. He's our SHISM lead teacher, which means he has all the fancy connections and takes us on all the trips, and he created this amazing environment in the business SHISM that fostered ways for us to grow without judgment. Because of his warmthness and kindness, he pushed me outside of my comfort zone and taught me how to grow into someone that's willing to present, willing to lead, willing to throw out ideas into a group of people, even if they're complete nonsense, and not have any fear of being judged. Along with a couple other teachers, they grew my strength as a student and as a student leader in the school. I became a stage manager for Miss Parodies and worked on 2 school plays with her. Long grueling hours at school until about 8 o'clock, but I loved it. I loved being there with my friends, and I loved the passion that we all shared for theater. With Miss Faka, she convinced me to try and take on a leadership role in our school's trivia team. Now I'm co-president with a really good friend of mine. We ran a successful trivia night where we raised over $4,000 to fund the team and get new equipment for the school. We haven't had new equipment in the last 15 years, and yet we came in and we did that. I'm also really proud to say that I'm the Avian Logistics Coordinator and President for my school's business leadership class this year, which means I make sure all the tech runs, I make sure all the schedules are made, and I make sure everyone knows what they're doing in our big events. We've run dodgeball tournaments, we have run spikeball tournaments, we have a massive conference coming up in 2 weeks, which is a little nerve-wracking, where we have 8 session speakers, 1 keynote speaker, ton of food, ton of tables, and we've fundraised over $20,000 at this point for that event. I also find that my volunteer work, both inside and outside of the school, varies a lot. Inside the school, I'm a tech nerd, and I love just being at the events and helping out with tech where I can. I've helped out with our school's arts nights for this year and the year prior. I've helped out with a ton of events that are run during our school lunches. This year I participated in our Shamrock Showcase, where we show off our clubs and school's uniqueness to the community surrounding us. Also, my proudest volunteering moments outside of school would be by volunteering for my Ringette Association. I'm a Ringette player of 9 years, and I play for Burlington's Ringette Association. And I have had some of the most fondest memories volunteering for the association. From all the way when I was in U10 and I was probably about 9 years old, I remember sitting with my friends making up jingles for selling pepperette sticks, or fundraising outside No Frills with little bits of candy that were very, very tempting to eat, or shot clocking my sister's games, or rather in our annual Ringette tournament that I was offered to run. Unfortunately, I had to turn that down given to my hectic schedule this year. And my pride, coaching for my sister's team last year. They were a really great bunch of kids. My mom was the coach. It was honestly a great team dynamic, and I couldn't have been prouder of how far those girls went. I learned to manage all of these commitments, plus some I haven't mentioned to save time in this video, and a part-time job, and maintain an average of 80 plus in all of my classes for the past 4 years. I still remember the first time I heard about SB Partners. As a part of my SHSM, I'm required to complete a 2-credit co-op, and this year, I have the privilege of working at the Burlington Chamber of Commerce this semester. In my time there, I learned about a lot of different companies. There's honestly way too many names to keep track of, but SB always stood out to me. I think it was because of the funky looking logo, but also because of what you guys do in the community. I've seen a lot of what you guys do when you're at our networking events or what you do on our outreach committees, and it's really amazing work what you're doing. One of my colleagues there, he has this saying that we're here to help people after we're here to make money. And I think about that a lot. Yes, we're here to make money and we're here to kind of make a business out of it, but the chamber is there to help people, to connect people, and to grow a fostering community in Burlington, which is something unique that I haven't seen elsewhere when I talk about or look at other chambers. So now on to the actual reason why we're here, which is the application. How would this scholarship benefit me? I've taken accounting for the past 2.5 years, and I'm interested in receiving my CPA designation in the future. And I've done the math on how much university costs. And it's a lot. It's a lot more than I anticipated. I've already planned on applying for OSAP and any other type of financial aid I can get, but those loans don't come interest-free, and university is a lot of work. I'm still figuring out how I'm going to be able to pay as I go or work as I go. It's stressful to think about, but SB scholarship would be able to pay for over half of my tuition for first year. And when you think about it, $5,000 put towards my education is $5,000 I can put into investing in safe investment options like GICs or an RESP, which I already have, or investing in residence, living expenses, or my ultimate goal, which is running my own small business in the future. Will that actually happen? I really hope so. But again, it's $5,000 that I wouldn't have to worry about being put towards education, and instead I can put towards investing in my future. Now, I may not have started high school planning on business, and I sure as heck did not start out with any connections in the field, but here I am anyways trying to make the best of it. Though unexpectedly, I'm thrilled that I have grown into this opportunity and chosen to take this path in the future. And I'm absolutely excited to see what comes from me next. Thank you for your time, and more importantly, thank you for this opportunity.